Welcome back to my channel. Come on in, you're very welcome. I'm going to make this short and sweet today because I have a lot planned, and last week I felt, well, I know my video, even what you got was a bit long, but for me it actually took longer. I was having some problems with my phone, which I'm filming on. The memory was too full. I don't know, it was just complicated and took me longer than I thought, and so I'm kind of playing catch up with things I want to get done. First off, I'll kind of do a little recap on last week. My son-in-law thankfully is fine. He didn't get any more symptoms or anything. He's actually allowed back into the world today, which he's delighted about. He's been staying in a tiny little box room, and they've been dropping the food to his door and knocking and phoning him and things, but keeping away from him. He kind of had access to the bathroom, which he had to then kind of clean everything he touched afterwards. His little daughter, my granddaughter, who's just turned 4, she actually would sit kind of way past his door on a little chair and talk to him once a day. He'd have his door open, which was nice for both of them. My daughter, nobody else got symptoms or nobody else tested positive, so that was really good. My daughter was at home also with, you know, her 4-year-old and her 13-year-old, and she's trying to study for college, and she obviously wasn't working. She has a lot of things to do, but she didn't get them done because children at home, there's a lot of cooking and cleaning and, you know, demanding of time, but everybody's well and they're all back out into the world today and they're all COVID free, thank heavens. Yes. Right, for myself, I finished a few things that I was doing or planned to do. There's my, I was going to put it at the bottom of the door, not under the door, at the bottom of the door, a draft excluder. It's a little bit big actually in height. I saw them in the shops and they weren't as big, but I just thought I wanted it. It's a little bit, it's kind of got a little bit of weight to it, which I'm pleased about. Look, it's got different. It was made off the old duvet cover that I actually somebody was throwing out, and I took it and washed it, and I've been using it for different things. I'm quite pleased with it. I actually filled it with some of the rags I had. There's about rags there and rags there, which is great to put up against the door. But in the middle, I don't know if you can hear it, there's that white kind of, it's almost like a polystyrene thing. It actually came in one of those, somebody gave me a lap tray. You know, you sit in your lap, you can put your computer or your dinner on it, and so it's got give in it. But the bottom of that had gone a bit yucky, so I cut the fabric off it. I'm still using the top tray, but I saved the beads, so that's what's in there. So that's project completed, yay! The other thing I did was, if you remember the embroidery that my grandaunt had made, I actually framed both pieces of that. This is one, I have the other one on the wall there, that's for my mum. They were very close together, so I'm going to give that to her as a little Christmas present with a few little things. We actually are not planning on giving gifts this year. We just decided for everybody, it's just hassle, you know, trying to think what does somebody like. But one of my daughters said, but what about the grandparents? And I can understand where they're coming from, because it's good to encourage children to give things. So what we've actually decided to do, my parents are separated, divorced years ago, is for both of them we're going to do a little hamper pack, but we're going to do not just food, because, you know, but like if the grandkids see something, a little small token, but put it all together so it's from the whole family. So each set of, they're my parents, they're going to get a little hamper kind of thing. So that's one of the things I will be putting into the hamper for my mum, and I think she'll be delighted, because she was, as I said, she was very close to her aunt. She was, you know, really close. So that's my kind of update on last week. Walking. I've been doing really well with the walking. I haven't gone every single day. We've had atrocious rain here, really, really heavy rain. But because I like outdoorsy things anyway, and camping and stuff, a few years ago I bought myself some waterproof trousers. So I put them on. I put on my hat, I put on my jacket, and I go off, and yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I'm not going every day because my knee is a bit swollen after the walks, So I figure I have to kind of maybe go 2 days and have a day off and go 2 days. I know my knee is going to hurt no matter what I do, and I figure at least, look at that posture, sit up straight, Elizabeth. At least if I'm moving, I'll keep moving. So I'm just kind of doing that in that way that suits myself really. The other thing I'm doing is I'm aiming to finish any little projects that I have up here or started and haven't finished by the end of the year. So when I come home today, I'm actually going to compile a list of those. And yeah, I'm thinking of making some kind of visual thing for myself for the walk. And I don't want to take a list, because if I take a list, I do have lists for things. I have this here, which is my kind of weekly list to do with things I want to get done. Like I've put down my focuses for this week are walking, write my diary, and to do a little bit of knitting. I've been making a hat just for my granddaughter, so I just want to finish that. This is my zone cleaning because I follow the Fly Lady. The weekly, my morning routine and my evening routine is here. That's little pamper things, which I'm going to try and put a face mask on this week, and I'm going to do myself a pedicure. And this is the menu for the week, the lunch menus. I only write down lunch for when I have to make packed lunch. When we're at home, we just decide what we want, and these are my dinners, and this is my weekly home blessing, which I haven't done anything on that yet, and it's Tuesday today, so I have a lot to do. Anyway, I tick these off as I go. But the thing about walking, I don't want to have a tick list, because if I can't go for a couple of days, it's going to be gaps, and I just think it's going to be negative. So what I was thinking of doing was getting a little jar, 2 little jars, putting paper clips into one of them for how many days are left in the year, which I worked out the other day. I think it's about 57 days left in this year. Make the most of it. So I'm going to put the paper clips into one jar and have an empty jar, and then every time I go for a walk, I'm going to pop the paper clips in, and I'm going to be able to start with 4 walks last week, so I'll be able to start with 4 paper clips. So at least then it's not so much of a, there's no gaps. So if like yesterday I didn't go, so I, there won't be a box that I didn't take, it'll just be a paper clip. But I'll just go and I'll just see, so hopefully balance that out, and at the end of the year with 56, hopefully this one will have gone down a bit, this one will have gone up a bit. That's how I'm going to make that little thing simple for myself, as well as tagging it on after my lunch has been really good. So because even today I can't come straight home after work, I have to go and do something for somebody, but I'll come back and have a later lunch, and so when I have my lunch I can still pop out and do my little quick walk today. That's the plan. The other thing I'm doing is I'm going around the house little by little and looking at areas that I can simplify for myself. Even here I was looking, and I'm still not happy with the area. It's still too cluttered for me, and I'm not getting rid of stuff here because they are things I use, but I'm going to maybe relocate them to things that I use less. I could always put them in the cupboards that you saw me clean over there. I moved a pot plant from here actually, because even though I love the pot plant, it's been moved to the kitchen where I had more space, but it was just still too cluttered here. So I'm working on it, and I'm also working for next week. I'm going to declutter a kitchen drawer. It's the cutlery drawer. Again, I'm not going to get rid of anything, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to declutter it. So I think that's it for the moment. And yeah, apart from anything else, I need to get my act together, shoes on, and get myself out the door to work. I've got to be there very shortly, so I want time to drive carefully, and I will say goodbye to everybody. It's over and out from Elizabeth, and I will hopefully see you next week when you come to visit again. Take care now. Thanks very much for watching. Bye. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye. Did I say bye? Okay, just in case I'll say bye.